Hello everyone, welcome to the new chapter of React Internship. In this video I will talk about how to create components in React. If you see this city page where we are displaying departments in the two places. One is the feature department section, another is the all departments, and if you see the cards in both the section are same. Here the overall view is flex direction row, here flex direction column, but the card itself is same. And if we see the code to generate that card is exactly the same, and we are writing that code twice. This is where we need to extract these codes to a single reusable components, so we can avoid this duplication, and instead of this whole for 5 lines 6 lines of code, we just use one line of that component code. And in future, if suppose we want to change anything, we don't have to go and change at two places, we just change that in the component. So how we create a component? So there are two ways to create components in React. So we create a class where we return this code, or we create a functional component. So I'll not talk about class component, as that is outdated. We mostly use functional components. So if you see even this component is a functional component. So similar to this, we just create a function. Okay, function, and we name that function. Like here we have city page, so we'll name it department card. As this is a card, we name it card, and function will have this brackets and this closing bracket, right? Now here in this function, in any React functional component, we return a UI component. So this code, whatever we have here, return this, will cut from here and paste here. And then instead of that whole code, we will just use this department card. Okay, so for each departments, display this department card. So everything will be removed here, and we just display department card. So this 6 lines of code is converted to one line of code. Now if you see in this department card, we have some variables like params and this department. When the code was here, we had these parameters available in this function, params and this department. But here inside this scope, these two are missing. That's why this red line. So we have to pass these two variables from this function to this function, department card function. So here if you see in the state page, we have this curly bracket and then parameter. So same way we'll have this curly bracket, and whatever we need here, we need params, so we'll accept params comma this department. So here now red lines are gone, so these params are available from here, department is available from here, but we are not passing these two parameters yet here. So now we'll do that. So we'll pass these params like this, params equal to in bracket params, and department equal to department. Okay, so this params will come from here and this department will come from here. Same way we'll do this. Okay, let's see. So if we see, there is no change. If I remove this whole code, we are displaying nothing. So that means this department card is coming from here. If now I want to change the font of this title, I'll go and change here. Let's make it H1. See, both are changed now. So you change at one place and this affects both the places. So this way we extract duplicate code into a common reusable function, which is functional component. We pass the variables which are needed, which were earlier passed from this function, parent function, as parameter here. So we need parameters and department, so we are passing it from here, and in this bracket we get it and then we use it here. So in this page.tsx, this department card is used at two places. So we have added this function here. Now suppose the same card, similar card is needed in some other page. Then what we will do? This card is available here. How can it be used in other place? Suppose here. So if a component is required multiple times in only one file, we can create it in the same file. But if that component reusable at multiple places, then we create a separate file for that in a separate folder. So we'll create a component folder inside this source. Components, and inside that component we will create a file department.tsx and move this code here. Okay, now there are few errors here. This link is not find, so here we had this import, so we'll add this import here. So now this error is gone. And then see, if you see here, we are getting a red line. So this is error, department card cannot be found, because this department card is not present in this file. It is in department.tsx. So we have to import that file. Import department card from this file. Okay, this is components. So how we do that is, so we start from here. Okay, we are in this file, so we have to go back by this. If we go back here, we are seeing city folder, so we have to go back again until we see the components folder. Now see, you are seeing this components folder, so components, and then you will see this department file. So now department card is imported from this file and it's available here. But now you are seeing the red line here. it says that it has no default. So whenever we create a component inside a file, we have to add export default to that function. So in this function now we have to add export default. Now this is gone. So this way we are able to import this component from this file here and then use here. Let's see if we are able to see. Yeah, it's working. Now let's change and see if it's working. Both are changed. So now we have moved this department card to separate file. If this similar component is required in any other place, we will just import this. Suppose here in this file, we will import this and use this wherever required. So you can create a component inside the same page and use directly, or you move it to a separate file. Then you have to make some changes like add export default. So this is exported from this file and then import it using this import component name from the file. The file path you can decide by just typing like this, go back until you find that folder. Okay. So this way you can create any card or any component separately in a uh, class and use it wherever you want. So one reason to create components is to avoid duplicate code. So this 6 lines of code were added to at two places. Now we removed it and created just one reusable component. So we have to change just one place to update it in all the places. So this is one main reason. Other reason is to reduce the code in a file. So if I say in the layout dot tsx, if you see we have this HTML body and inside this we have this header, we have footer, and then we have different sections. So these different parts we can move from here to a separate component, right? Because right now we just have this title displayed here. It's very small, 2-3 lines of code. Footer is also 2-3 lines of code. But when we make this a fully functional rich header with all the login and other navigation buttons, this code will become very big. Then handling the big file is a tedious job. So in that case, to reduce the main file, we remove the related code, like this everything header related is here. We move that from here to a separate file, footer to a separate file. So this whole page becomes very small. So header just one line, footer just one line, and the sections inside this just one line. So this way the code becomes readable, and also it's a good practice. So what we will do is inside this component we'll create header dot tsx and footer dot tsx, and then move this to here. What we will do is function header, you can say header card, curly bracket, and let's see what is needed. So let's first do this, return this, right? We don't need any parameter here, so nothing needs to be added in this, and nothing to be imported because all are HTML tags which does not need import. So we can directly use the header component here. If you see, we need to add export default. So this is exported, and here import header card. Let's see where this exists, dot dot. We can see the components here, so components slash header, so header card and no parameter. Okay, if I save this file, it will update. Same way we can do with footer. So let's make this HR part of the footer. So here let's start with export default function, footer card, no parameter, and this code. So we need to add one parent tag. We can do like this. Import footer card and use it here. So now you can see it's readable, header, footer, and whatever detail of the header is inside this component. So the code is readable and nothing changed here. Now if I can go and change to this 26, it will be updated. If we have lot of code in one file, and if there are 3-4 developers working on this, one is working in header, one is changing the footer, and everyone is changing the same file, then merging that code becomes very difficult. But if you have separate files and everyone is working on separate file, then this merging is very easy. So this is one of the other reason to create components. So all these places you can go and see if you have option to create components or not, whether you have the same code or not, or like here you can see this code is becoming big. If I just create a destination card here, it will be very readable, right? Sorry, cities card. So city card and everything inside the city card. So code becomes very readable. Even if it is not same, we can create two separate card, but the code becomes readable. So here in this department card, everything was same. Okay, so we created a department card and used at both places. But if I go here, now in this city card, you can see things are same, like we have image, title, description, image, title, description. Here also we have image, title, description. So in this is the page, this is featured destination and all locations. So this code and this code, content is same, but the code is not exactly same. Here we have row image in the row direction, here we have in the column direction. So what we should do, can we just extract this and use the same code in both the places? So let's do that. Similar to what we had created, let's create city, export default function city card, and copy this. What we need here is params and city, and import link and image. Okay, now let's import the city card. And what we need is parents and this city. No change, right? Let's see, remove this description. So the description is removed from here. So this is working properly. But can I use this at this place? We can, but the components now look different. Okay, this code is different. But if you see here, this change is very minor. Everything is same, like title, description. If you want to change the font of the title, we have to change at two places, right? Only thing different is the this alignment. So in that case we can create conditional components. Okay, so we'll use that here. Okay, but in this city card, this direction column, we will not hard code here, we will take from here. Okay, and here we will pass direction equal to column, and here sorry, here it will be column, and here it will be row. So now the same component works for the both the places, but one problem here is this image is bigger than what was earlier. So let's see what was the height and width earlier. Image width was 50-50, and here it was 400-400. So let's make this image size and pass from here image size as 50 and here image size as 400. Now let's see. So this is correct. This got changed. Let's make it 200. Okay. So actually height was 150. So we have to pass both image height, image width. Image height, image width. So here image height will be 50, sorry, image width will be 50, image height will be 50, here it will be 400, image height will be 150. Now if you see, it looks similar. So we now are rendering different looking components with the same class. If it's not totally different, then we can make it conditional component and we can still use that at two places and multiple places. Okay. So now your task is to extract out as many component as possible from all these different places. One thing is here, if you see, we have department card, here we have city card, then we can have state card, right? But if you see this state card, city card, department card, these all have some similarity. They have title, they have description, and then they have image. So one thing more what we can do is we can create a normal card and we can use it for everything, like for city same card, department same card, state also same card. Either we can just remove all these, create one single super card, use it at every places, or keep city, department and state, and but inside that use that main card and do some changes based on that department, city or state card. So one main card used in three different places, and then these specialized cards are used in the pages. Right? So this level of hierarchical component also can be created. If there is some similarity in every places, then create one common card with title, description, image, and make it conditional. For department you need suppose H1, so make that H1 and from department card pass that H1 like font or height. From city pass the title size. So internally it will use same card, but it will pass parameter to look it, make it look different for each place. Okay. So task for you is to try to create that one common card and try to use it in city, department and state, and also to extract as many component as you can from the current pages you have created.